This video will cover the endocrine system and hormones, essential for GCSE Biology revision. We'll explore chemical messengers, endocrine glands, and how your body maintains balance. Our revision roadmap covers 4 main areas: what hormones are, key glands and their hormones, blood glucose control, and the difference between hormonal and nervous systems. Chapter 1 focuses on the definition of hormones. Hormones are chemical messengers that travel in the blood to target organs and tissues throughout the body. A hormone is a chemical messenger produced by an endocrine gland, secreted directly into the bloodstream to act on specific target organs. Unlike nerve impulses, hormones use the blood for transport and have slower, longer-lasting effects. The endocrine system is a network of glands that produce and release hormones directly into the blood. Key glands include the pituitary gland, thyroid gland, pancreas, and adrenal glands. Endocrine glands are ductless, secreting hormones directly into the bloodstream for transport. Target organs are specific tissues with complementary receptor proteins, where the correct hormone binds to trigger a response. Chapter 2 provides a tour of the major endocrine glands, what they produce, and why each one matters. The pituitary gland, located at the base of the brain, is the master gland. It controls other endocrine glands and is the body's hormonal control center. The thyroid gland in the neck produces thyroxine, which regulates the body's basal metabolic rate. Thyroxine contains iodine and is secreted in response to signals from the pituitary gland. Imbalances can cause health problems. Thyroxine controls how fast cells break down glucose for energy, affecting body temperature, heart rate, weight, and energy levels. Too little causes hypothyroidism, while too much causes hyperthyroidism. Regulation involves negative feedback. Chapter 3 explores blood glucose control, focusing on how the pancreas uses insulin and glucagon to maintain safe blood glucose levels. The pancreas is a dual-function organ, acting as both an exocrine and endocrine gland. Its endocrine role is in blood glucose control, releasing insulin when glucose is too high and glucagon when it is too low. Insulin is released when blood glucose rises above normal, like after a meal. It causes body cells to absorb glucose and stimulates the liver to convert glucose to glycogen for storage, returning levels to normal. Glucagon is released when blood glucose levels fall below normal, such as during exercise. It travels to the liver, stimulating it to break down stored glycogen into glucose, which is then released back into the blood, raising glucose levels. Negative feedback is the mechanism the body uses to reverse a change and maintain homeostasis, a stable internal environment. Blood glucose regulation is a key example, with insulin and glucagon constantly monitoring and correcting levels. This diagram illustrates the negative feedback cycle for blood glucose. After eating, glucose rises, prompting the pancreas to release insulin. The liver converts glucose to glycogen, and cells absorb glucose, causing blood glucose to return to normal. Insulin is the hormone that lowers blood glucose levels. Produced by the pancreas, it stimulates cells to take up glucose. This is a common exam focus point. Diabetes mellitus occurs when the body fails to regulate blood glucose. Knowing the difference between the 2 main types, type 1 and type 2, is essential for your exam. Type 1 diabetes involves the immune system destroying insulin-producing cells, meaning no insulin is produced. It requires daily insulin injections. Type 2 diabetes is when cells become resistant to insulin, or not enough is produced, often managed through diet and lifestyle changes. Type 1 management involves constant glucose monitoring and insulin administration. For type 2, the focus is on a healthy diet, exercise, and sometimes medication. Unlike type 1, type 2 can sometimes be reversed through lifestyle changes. Chapter 4 moves on to adrenaline and the fight-or-flight response, a rapid and dramatic hormonal action. Adrenaline is the fight-or-flight hormone released by the adrenal glands in response to danger or stress. It prepares the body for immediate, vigorous action by increasing heart rate, dilating airways, and increasing blood glucose. Adrenaline boosts heart rate and force, delivering oxygen faster. It widens airways for more oxygen uptake. The liver releases glucose for rapid energy, and the brain increases alertness. All these changes prepare the body for fight or flight. Chapter 5 focuses on reproductive hormones, estrogen and testosterone, which control sexual development and reproduction. Estrogen, the primary female reproductive hormone, is produced by the ovaries. It triggers secondary sexual characteristics like breast development and regulates the menstrual cycle. Testosterone, the male reproductive hormone, is produced by the testes. It stimulates sperm production and triggers male secondary sexual characteristics, such as the deepening of the voice and increased muscle mass. Both estrogen and testosterone are sex hormones controlled by the pituitary gland. They drive puberty and are essential for reproductive function, differentiating males and females physically. Chapter 6 will compare the hormonal system with the nervous system to highlight their differences in control and communication. The nervous system uses fast electrical impulses along nerves for short-lived, specific actions. The endocrine system uses slower chemical hormones transported by the blood for widespread, long-lasting effects. Hormones are slower because they must travel through the bloodstream. However, this method allows for long-lasting effects necessary for sustained processes like growth, puberty, and metabolic regulation. Some responses require both systems. For instance, the fight-or-flight response starts with a fast nerve signal to the adrenal glands, which then release adrenaline for a slower, sustained hormonal response. This quick overview highlights the major endocrine glands and their locations in the body. Refer back to this map for visual context as you revise the system. The final chapter provides key facts for your exam preparation, including essential knowledge to memorize and common mistakes to avoid. Memorize these facts. Hormones travel in the blood to target organs. Insulin lowers blood glucose, while glucagon raises it. Adrenaline prepares the body for action, and sex hormones control puberty. Hormones are slower, but longer lasting than nerve impulses. Avoid common exam mistakes, confusing insulin and glucagon, saying hormones travel along nerves, forgetting the specific gland source, and mixing up the causes of type 1 and type 2 diabetes. Use this quick-fire quiz for revision. Can you name the master gland? What does insulin do? Where is adrenaline produced? These questions cover essential exam content. You have covered all the key content. Revise the glands and hormones, practice past paper questions on blood glucose and diabetes, and use the recall quiz to test your memory without notes. Good luck with your revision.